10 UK cities that lost their spark. This isn't a takedown, it's a pulse check. Across Britain, city centres have wrestled with online shopping, out-of-town retail, and new habits around work, leisure, and spending. The places below are often described as dimming a little. Quieter high streets, tired public spaces, and too many shuttered units. Yet each one is investing in a comeback. Think of this as a tour of dips and revivals, told with care, facts, and optimism. We'll walk the challenges, highlight the fixes, and show where the spark is already returning, for residents and visitors alike. 10. Coventry, England, city centre. Regeneration with people in mind. Coventry's post-war rebuilding created a bold, modernist centre of pedestrian decks, covered links and shopping arcades. By the 2000s, that once futuristic layout felt fragmented. Windswept spaces, blank edges, and a retail mix that struggled to compete with retail parks and online baskets. The result wasn't a lack of character. Coventry has plenty, but a mismatch between 20th century design and 21st century city life. Enter City Centre South, a major renewal focused on Bullyard, Shelton Square and surrounding plots, shifting the core toward homes, food, culture and flexible workspaces rather than big box retail. Add in recent public realm upgrades and you get a clear design intent, shorter walking routes, greener streets and places to linger. For visitors, the difference is already showing up as experiences rather than errands. The Cathedral Quarter continues to anchor pride and identity, while newer hospitality spots pull people in after work and at weekends. And because Regeneration here is about knitting pieces together, not just dropping in a shiny building, the benefits spread. Independent traders feel the footfall, students have reasons to stay in town, and locals get a centre that works for everyday life. Coventry hasn't changed overnight, but the direction of travel is steady and, crucially, people first. 9. Plymouth, England, turning a spine into a strollable heart. Plymouth's centre has long been defined by broad post-war boulevards and the dramatic axis of Armada Way. That spine, while memorable, grew tired. Hard landscaping, few reasons to pause, and big distances that made the core feel more like a thoroughfare than a place to be. The city's refresh aims to flip that script. More trees and shade, more seating, better lighting, and performance stages that turn the route into an outdoor living room. Some choices have been debated, as big changes always are, but the destination is clear: a safer, greener, family-friendly heart with calmer routes from the station to the Hoe. Plymouth's strength has never been just shops. It's the relationship between city and sea, linking the centre more smoothly to the waterfront via improved wayfinding and event programming, gives locals and visitors a reason to make a day of it. Galleries, food, views, then back into town for an evening show. Independents benefit from dwell time, while the public realm doubles as a stage for markets and community festivals. As phases complete, you can already sense a shift from transactional trips to sociable ones, exactly the pivot British high streets need to thrive again. 8. Aberdeen, Scotland, Union Street's granite comeback. Union Street tells a tale in granite. Grand facades, strong bones and gaps where shutters stayed down too long. Aberdeen's response is intentionally holistic. Rather than chasing one big retail fix, the city centre and beach master plan concentrates on stitching together the everyday experience: walking, seating, lighting, active travel, and reconnecting the heart of the city to its shoreline. That matters here because the sea has always been part of Aberdeen's identity. Making it easy to drift between centre and beach turns a single errand into a rounded day out. The art gallery's award-winning renewal signalled the quality bar. Now, targeted building reuse, upper floor living, and fresh ground floor uses are filling the gaps with life that lasts past 5 p.m. Events have a role too. Small, frequent programs do more for habit building than occasional blockbusters. The result is momentum. More lights on upstairs, a better mix at street level, and the sense that Union Street is becoming a promenade again rather than a road to hurry through. In a granite city, warmth comes from people and rhythm. Aberdeen is rebuilding both deliberately. And because small upper-floor conversions multiply across blocks, the feel shifts faster than any single megaproject. More neighbours, more reasons to open late. 7. Wolverhampton, England. First impressions fixed. If first impressions count, gateways do the heavy lifting. Wolverhampton invested accordingly. The rail station, tram stop and bus facility now read as one integrated interchange, with clear modern links into the centre. That change is more than cosmetic. When arriving feels easy, people stay longer, meet friends after work, and treat the city as a destination rather than a transfer point. Layer onto that the metro extension and targeted high street funds, and you have the bones of a centre that privileges people, safe crossings, intuitive routes, and squares that invite activity. The cultural scene is a quiet advantage. Local venues, public art, and small festivals create repeat reasons to visit, spreading footfall beyond traditional shopping hours. Meanwhile, housing above shops and new city centre living options are steadily filling out the evening economy with actual neighbours, not just visitors. None of this lands in one news cycle, but the cumulative effect is obvious on the pavement. More lights on, more outdoor tables, more movement between the station and the core. Wolverhampton's spark is returning because its foundations, how you arrive and how you move, now support the life people want to live. 6. Kingston upon Hull, Hull, England. Culture-led revival with everyday payoff. Hull's reputation once carried more weight than its reality. Since its stint as UK City of Culture, the city has leaned into what worked. Culture as a habit, not a one-off. Public realm upgrades around the Old Town and Marina made exploring simpler and more scenic, while the new Albion Square scheme signals a confident mixed-use future for the commercial core. Homes, offices, and active ground floors instead of single-use boxes. The point isn't to fight yesterday's battles about retail rankings. It's to build a centre that rewards wandering, heritage routes, waterside views, cafes in handsome buildings, and family-friendly programming throughout the year. Independent businesses can trade on character rather than pure footfall maths, and visitors get clearer paths between the station, the core, and the waterfront. Talk to locals, and you hear the same message. The city feels prouder and easier to share. It's not hype, it's the practical outcome of stitching culture, living and work into streets that once emptied too fast after 5 p.m. Next comes depth. More upper-floor homes, steady support for creatives and independents, and playful spaces that keep families downtown on weekends. 5. Swansea, Wales. Experience first, retail follows. Swansea took a strategic bet on experiences, and it's paying off. The Copper Bay project delivered a landmark bridge and a new up to 3,500 capacity Swansea arena that feeds music, comedy, and family shows into the week, expanding the evening economy. Crucially, the development didn't sit apart from the centre. It plugged into it, improving routes and giving people a natural loop that runs from the station to the arena, Wynn Street and the waterfront. That loop matters because it converts single stops into full days. Families can combine a museum visit with food hall tasting, then wrap with a show. Students have reasons to stick around after lectures. Independents catch a steadier flow across seasons. Public realm changes, seating, planting, improved crossings, make the walk feel like part of the day out rather than dead time between destinations. And because Swansea leans on its coastal setting, promoters and businesses can curate outdoor events that turn good weather into instant footfall. The spark here isn't a single building, It's a network of places that pull you forward, block after block. Even on rainy days, the circuit holds coffee, culture, quick bites, and a show. 4. Sunderland, England, riverside living as a flywheel. Look at an aerial photo and you see the opportunity. A river hugging the centre, plenty of underused land, and a short walk between station, high street and waterfront. Riverside Sunderland turns that geography into a plan. New homes, riverside workspaces, a culture house, generous public spaces, and treats the centre as a neighbourhood rather than a shopping precinct. That shift matters because residents create everyday life. School runs, coffee stops, dog walks, gym trips, all of which support independence year-round. Design details tell the story. Routes prioritise walking and cycling, arches are opened up, ground floors host active uses, and the river edge is treated like a park with reasons to linger. The programme also blends new build ambition with careful reuse, keeping character while improving performance and accessibility. Add in university partnerships and creative workspaces, and you nudge talent to stay local after graduation. None of it is flashy for the sake of it. It's the work of making a centre that feels lived in at lunch and safe at night. Sunderland's spark returns as everyday life moves back in. 3. Newport, Wales. From errands to encounters. Newport has worn the vacancy label more than most, but it's been busy reframing the centre as a social place rather than a shopping checklist. The restored Newport Market is the clearest symbol. A Victorian hall reimagined as a food hall, studios and flexible workspaces, drawing daytime browsers and evening diners under the same roof. Alongside it, a placemaking plan sets a 15-year roadmap for greener streets, better links and new homes that bring round-the-clock life back to the core. The trick is consistency. Markets, street food and small events do the quiet work of habit building, while improved riverfront links make it natural to wander from errands to views. The Riverfront Theatre adds a strong cultural anchor, and retail is shifting from national chains to independents that trade on personality and service. What you get, over time, is resilience. If one news wobbles, the others carry the load. Locals start to meet in the centre again rather than on the edge, and visitors who once passed through begin to plan stops. Newport doesn't deny the challenges, it outgrows them by designing for how people actually live now. 2. Stoke-on-Trent, England, Hanley's gap to neighbourhood pivot. Stoke's story is unique because it's really 6 towns with one city badge, and the centre of gravity shifts accordingly. Hanley, the main centre, felt hollowed out by the end of the big box era. Large plots, overscaled blocks, and a street network that prioritised movement over moments. Etruscan Square flips the script by treating the old east-west precinct and bus station land as a place for living, leisure and events, with homes, leisure and public spaces at its core. The previously proposed large arena is not part of the current plan. A separate review is exploring the right scale and location for any future venue in the city. The plan imagines homes that overlook active ground floors, public spaces sized for markets and performances, and routes that make short walks pleasant again. Crucially, it connects to nearby cultural anchors, from the Potteries Museum to theatres, so that daytime visitors roll into the evening economy rather than heading straight for the car. With more residents in the mix, a cafe can trade on morning commuters and late afternoon families, and independents can test ideas without betting on weekend spikes alone. Stoke's heritage is an asset, not a constraint. The goal is to make it easy to feel that heritage while living a modern city centre day. 1. Bradford, England. Culture as catalyst. Bradford has carried a heavy narrative, vacancy charts, underloved spaces, stalled schemes, but 2025 changes the frame. As the UK City of Culture, Bradford is programming a full year of events across the district, spreading audiences and attention into places that need both. Culture doesn't replace everyday trade, but it does reset patterns. People plan trips, try cafes they've never noticed, stay later after shows, and see the city through fresher eyes. Behind the banners, practical changes are underway. Simplified walking routes, upgraded squares, and projects that bring workspace and homes into the middle. Bradford's scale is a strength here. You can host big moments and still keep things local. Neighbourhood markets and makerspaces keep money circulating nearby. Heritage buildings gain new uses, and young creators find rooms to test ideas without leaving. The story to capture on camera is rhythm. Lunchtime pop-ups, evening performances, and weekend family programs that keep the lights on across seasons. After years of being told what it isn't, Bradford is busy showing what it is. Proudly diverse, ambitious about culture, and determined to turn visitors into regulars. Labels fade, places evolve. The 10 UK cities that lost their spark are rediscovering the basics. People-first streets, lived-in centres, and reasons to visit that don't depend on shopping alone. If you want hopeful urban stories, start here. Footpaths are brightening, shutters are lifting, and everyday life is moving back in. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell.